Bwah, ha 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 ha. My name is Amy 2 and welcome back to Talk to Transformer. I thought what better way to lighten my mood than to read the garbage that this machine spouts. Amy 2. Amy 2 was drinking water when what could this possibly come up with? Okay. Amy 2 was drinking water when she went to the family room of her Okinobe home at 4:45 p.m. Wednesday. Police said her 2-year-old daughter, Jaylee, had left for school at 2 years old. So she went to play with her pet kitten. A 2-year-old has a pet kitten? Sergeant Dave Elmore said around 5:30 p.m. Lee Triox, however you pronounce that, and Tyler were downstairs in their apartment when a neighbor came over and asked them to come downstairs so they could return the cat to its home. What cat? Mick Elroy said Jaylee ... Uh-huh. Thank you for that. That time I already had Notepad open. Moon suddenly found Moon suddenly found a seat and took a seat next to a young man with black hair. Hello, Xia Chen. This is Dong Fang, the head of the Crimson Star Academy. Please sit down. Dong Fang bowed down and took a bowl from the counter and said, "Please enjoy with me." But that Xiao Chen Jiang Xian smiled and his words were high-spirited. What's with all these Chinese names? Xiao Chen, how is it? It's good to hear that your mastery of alchemy is not inferior to my master. However, ... I mean, I didn't give much details at all, but where'd Moon go? Slitter found a sword on the ground and Slater found a sword on the ground and stashed it with Author's sword in Ravenswood. He climbed back into the Ravenswood bonfire and rested at the spot where he found the sword. As he slept, he grew older. The hilt of the blade cracking when he awoke. It turned into a new ethereal hilt, and an image of Uria appeared beside him. Uria requested that he locate Garhadri, whatever, however you pronounce that, the man responsible for killing her lover. A mysterious man named Wolf. What's more, he said, ... Some kind of... what? Okay. Buddy decided he wanted to become let's just see what happens here. It's gonna... I have no clue of how to pronounce that at all. But he decided he wanted to become a whatever, but his teacher wasn't open to the idea. Buddy had the understanding that if you were in a dark place, you weren't allowed to ask for anything, and so he failed in his quest to make whatever that says in his own time. Then, after taking the funeral teachings of his father into his own hands, and transforming them into something, Buddy went off into the mountain. He was very emotional about this experience. Very much so. Big boy blew up the mountain. Okay. Big boy blew up the mountain. Marlena 31 says, "My mom screamed, 'Don't let him do it!' But he blew it up." With that, Wilson wove a string of light bulbs into the clouds that exploded, sending an electric current arcing through the lawn and launching another round of thunder. So it goes in this rainy summer in Burlington, Indiana, known as the Summer of Jesus, because it is the 400th anniversary of the birth of Jesus Christ. What? In response, about 150 residents have found the Christian's woman's ... What? How did this happen? What? He wove a string of light bulbs into the clouds that exploded. What? Okay. Weirdness. Amy 2 found a string of exploded light bulbs on the ground. Okay, what? Amy 2 found a string of exploded light bulbs on the ground right outside, and was slightly down before she realized the source of the bullet holes. There were no bodies or guns. It looked like one of the nearby fights had started and escalated into a riot. It's been a long time since they'd seen a bullet hole in a home before. Especially from the wrong end. What? Get the girl, Jackie insisted. Well, do you mind if I draw the curtains? We can catch the rest of this in the daylight, Raven suggested. It was weird. What? Okay. This is a good one. Moon decided it would be a good idea to sit on the roof of a car. Okay, what? Moon decided it would be a good idea to sit on the roof of a car to park. What? He believed that no one would see him if he parked out in the open, and that there was no one going to see him if he parked in a rear lot. He then jumped out of the car yelled, "I'm here to see you!" which got louder and more frantic as he got closer. The suspect was driven away by the window washer. The guy that was walking towards him was definitely going to see that. On the way back to his vehicle, the suspect raised ... What was any of that? What was what I wrote? Whatever. Okay. Slater was totally weirded out by what Moon was doing out in the lawn. What? Okay. Slater was totally weirded out by what Moon was doing out in the lawn. In fact, a group of his friends got him a wetsuit to allow him to hold her ride. What? Meanwhile, the dog that had wandered into the yard known as Relay, what? Tried to climb in with her. Unfortunately, it got lost on the way in. According to Waynesboro police, Relay was tied up in the yard for 2 days before she was rescued and brought to the police station. To this day, the Slate Man never forgets his ability to shock... What? Okay, that's... What? Okay. Big... what? Big Boy and Buddy were, breaking down the door to... Okay. Big Boy and Buddy were breaking down the door to the man's house. He was yelling and cursing, no attitude to me. Finally, he got off the phone and shut the door. I just sat back and closed my eyes, calmed down, and went to bed. Now, before you think I'm a loon or some dumbass, let me just tell you that it wasn't that bad. The house was an unheated trailer. My bathtub was too hot, so I turned off the water and put on a sweater. I don't remember much from that night. What? Okay. Okay, Amy 2 was driving her steam car to the park one day when... What? Well, it got the year of the car right. Although, that's supposed to be the year of the park. I mean the basket. Okay. Amy 2 was driving her steam car to the park one day when she crashed into the big wet basket. She escaped and ended up at the park where she met her birth mother. What? Big Wet Basket was a landmark at the park in the 1920s and 30s. To find out more, watch the video above or tune into the Canada story on Friday at 11 p.m. and 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time on CBC TV and Friday, November 3 at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on CBC News Network. Well, thank you for that, CBC, apparently. I don't think CBC would write anything about Amy 2, given that she doesn't exist. Okay. Moon, nailed picture frame on the wall. What? Okay. Moon nailed a picture frame on the wall. He peered at it for a while, thinking, it's going to take a little longer. What? Lucien wondered how much longer. What was that old lady waiting for? She just collected her nephews and would soon be bringing them over to meet the innkeeper. Why are the cakes here? The door had opened. Walter was standing there. He was well fed, bald, and wore a long stringy beard. He had a calm expression on his face, but there was something. ... He wore a long stringy beard. So it was a fake beard? Okay. Sweater was on the computer one day when suddenly Sutter was on the computer one day when suddenly a flash of light illuminated the screen with a light by itself. What? Like that of a camera flash. Even after sitting in front of the computer for over 4 hours, the Vira returned immediately and her features glowed. What? The light had shone for half an hour and had now become like the glows you see in a digital camera. And this light had followed her for 7 kilometers, being reflected by some objects on the ground. The source of the light was a team of archaeologists that had been working. What? The source of the light was a team of archaeologists that had been working. What? Clearly it just took the word archaeologist and just plopped it in there without understanding what it means. Okay. Big Boy and Buddy crashed their spaceship on an alien planet. Big Boy and Buddy crashed their spaceship on an alien planet on their way to the planet Earth. Yeah, the planet Earth. The noise coming from inside the ship was an awesome rocket. That did not make the designers of the show feel good. The concept was made by James J. Becker of the series Arrow. The creator of Arrow, the concept was like the airplane writers. It was a movie vehicle that was made of canvas and wood. The device, called a spacesuit, was just leather with an X on it. A few more test flights occurred when the final test pilot, our hero, ... Yeah? Okay. Interesting. Amy Chu, was listening to her person stereo while on a walk. Okay. Amy too was listening to her personal stereo while on a walk. The unit. Why is it written like that? The way it just says the unit, like it's some kind of perverse thing, was playing an obscure pop song. At this point, it was about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was entering the apartment building at what felt like twice the speed of most people. I looked at her for a moment, then turned around and walked across the room, to ask the doorman if he could set her stereo playing something else to my delight. She did as I asked and had the pleasure of listening to whatever that song is, while I ... I still like how it says the unit. Like what? Okay, I'll do one more. I better make this good. A moon was excuse me, was about to go to sleep. It was 11 p.m. What? Moon was about to go to sleep. It was 11 p.m. and nobody was coming home. Everything had gone gray and snow white. In winter, the sky was covered with a white fog. Leo Kang Lan said the next morning, "Today is a bad one. Today I lost in the competition. My big brother is very angry. His anger is now spreading. He seems to be about to explode. Our family has only one silver tier martial technique." What? Phoenix Taming Rain Cauldron. What? Phoenix Taming Rain Cauldron? What? Okay, that's the best. That's what I'm gonna name this video. Phoenix Taming Rain Cauldron. What? When the 4 underlings tried to use it, they almost all lost ... The Phoenix Taming Rain Cauldron. What? Okay, anyway, I'm gonna end this video. I hope you liked it. If you want to see more like this, just subscribe. I do this all the time. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.